Alright, today I'm going to show you how to replace the battery in your iPhone 6. If you want to watch any of these other repair videos, go ahead and click the links in that menu. Here's the iPhone 6. We're going to go ahead and turn it off, and then we're going to take out the bottom screws. They're a pentalobe screw, and if you don't have a pentalobe screwdriver, go ahead and check the video description. I'll link some tools and replacement parts there for you. Take a suction cup and lift up on the screen just a little bit, and then you can take a pry tool, metal or plastic, and lift up on the metal frame of the screen itself so you don't bend it too much. Because if you bend the screen, it's going to crack, and then you have a much more expensive repair. Lift the screen up, and then you are going to want to remove the screen for this. There's 5 screws on this metal plate. Remove the metal plate, because you get a little bit aggressive when you're trying to pull the battery out of the phone because of the way it's glued down. Anyway, there's 4 little ribbon cables, just kind of like little Legos that you unsnap from the main board. So lift those off, and then the screen comes loose from the phone. Once again, replacement parts are in the video description. You can check those out. Now the battery is held down by 1 little ribbon cable. It's underneath this metal plate. So take off those 2 screws and remove the metal plate, and then unclip the little battery connector right here. Now this is the part where it gets a little bit harder. The battery is glued inside of the phone, so you want to warm up the phone a little bit from the back. Do it long enough so the heat seeps through and gets to the glue, so do it for probably a minute or 2. But don't let the phone get too hot so you can't touch it anymore, because at that point you'll start damaging components. So just warm up the phone long enough to melt the glue in the back. Anyway, I'm not going to edit any part of this out. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit so you can see how hard it is to get the battery out. You want to pry up, but just make sure you don't pry it against anything important or slip too far underneath the battery, or you might slice some of the ribbon cables that go to the volume buttons or the power buttons. So just kind of wedge it under there and then pry up a little bit, but be super careful. Still just lifting the battery up. There is an incredible amount of glue under here. Gets kind of ridiculous at this point. Try to leave as much glue inside of the phone as possible. That way you don't have to reuse any sticky tape. You can just reuse the same glue again. Anyway, now that the glue is unstuck from the battery, you can check out this identity crisis. It says 6.91 and 7.01 on the batteries. I guess Apple couldn't make up their mind on how big the battery itself was. Anyway, if your glue is still in there, you can reuse it. If not, grab some double-sided sticky tape and just stick it back down. Make it enough so that the battery doesn't shift around while you're using your phone or while it's in your pocket. Go ahead and rip off the back of the sticky tape and then plug the battery back in, and then set the battery back into its little slot. I plug it in first just so that it's lined up with the connection points. Now I'm going to put the metal bracket back on along with the 2 little screws, and then I can plug in the screen again. Each of these little connectors are going to snap in just like a little Lego piece. Just work your way down and then get this last one right here for the front camera, and then screw in that metal plate with the 5 screws again. Anyway, pretty straightforward. Fold the screen down. You're going to want to line up the top of the screen with the phone first, making sure it's flush, and then you can kind of just pinch your way down the sides of the phone, snapping it back into place. But if the top isn't lined up, the connections aren't going to be lined up either. Get the 2 screws in the bottom there, and there you go. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like if this video helped you, and don't forget to subscribe. It does mean a lot. Hope to see you around. Thanks for watching.